Diane in Denmark here, rah rah rah. It is Monday morning. I've got my pom-poms and I've got my wee cleaning caddy with me, so you know what that means. I hope you had a good weekend. Still very dark here in Denmark this morning. Usually we have sun up at the moment about 8:30 and the sun goes down about 4 o'clock. So our days are getting a wee bit longer. I'll just show you if I switch off the lights here. Woo, very dark. Anyway, it's all good. We'll get the hookah going. I'll light the candles. I'm checking with you today because we are continuing our New Year, New You course. Started it last week. I gave you everything that you need to know about making improvements this year that are really going to stick. You know, we're taking the things that we want to improve on and we're adding it to our daily routines because that's what works. And I said to you that this week we would be doing the little Flylady refresher course of working in the zones. We're going to be hitting all 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all 5 zones this week. Today will be zone 1, tomorrow will be zone 2, blah, blah, blah. You know how that works. And we made up, if you worked along with me before, we've made a home binder journal where you've perhaps already got your lists in there, checking off your routines. I'll put a link up there if you missed that or if you want to go and refresh that part, it's all in the list up there. Anyway, let's get started. Today we're going to be working in zone 1. And the main thing that you do is you either work along with me right now, or if you're working on your own, please set a timer. As I always say, 15 minutes, and then when the timer goes off, stop, change focus, maybe move to another area, take a break. Do not work for hours and hours at a time. Hands up if you've been there, done that, me included. It doesn't work. We think, oh yeah, now once we actually get going, we don't want to stop and then we do that whole burnout thing. We don't want that. So anyway, what I would suggest that you do is if whatever zone that you're working in, main thing is take a look around the zone. Is there anything that needs to move out of there? Let me just turn you around and I'll explain what I need to move out of here. Right, I've got a few objects that have ended up here in the hall. Let me just put on an extra light because otherwise we're not going to see anything. Right, okay, hands up if you know what this is. It's a sonic screwdriver. We had this out because my daughter, who's at high school, she was at a party that they had at school on Friday, and the theme was Men in Black, and she had this as one of those, you know, the thing they say, you will not remember, oh, once this goes off, you will go and clean all the zones in your house. So that's going back to our dressing up box. I keep stuff in the dressing up box in the basement, so I've put that for going down to the basement. This is one of the LED candles, you know, like the ones with the timers, that needs to go outside. And I'll do that when I'm going out today, so that can stay here just now. I've also got some batteries, which are going into the recycling. Usually we use the batteries that we can recharge, but those will also go out when I leave the house today, because we've got a bag in the garage. And also this little thing that used to be, you know, for frothing milk doesn't work anymore, and it's also broken, so that's going into electrical recycling. So all that's going outside. Some books, my daughter has been decluttering in her room this weekend. I'm just going to get my son to check and see if there's anything that he wants to keep, and otherwise they are going to either the book exchange, you know, we've got all these book exchanges in our area where you can just come and take a book or hand in books. They're open 24 hours a day. So those are there, and this is the last stop before they move out. Or otherwise I might take them to the next clothes swap party, who knows. Otherwise nothing else. And then turn around the other way. And you will see that all the Christmas decorations are down. If you still have your tree up, if you've still got your decorations up, maybe it's time to think about taking those down. I've made videos with the Flylady's missions for that, so you can go ahead and start taking them down using your timer, 15 minutes each sessions. And the only remaining things I have from Christmas are my plastic poinsettias, and they can stay here, and I love those because they don't worry about being in drafts in the hall, and you can just give them a dust off or a quick wash, and then I'll probably put these away maybe in the next couple of weeks. I like my white decorations in the winter, so those can stay along with the candles. It looks quite nice when people come in the house. So that's everything in the hall. There's nothing else that needs to be moved in the hall. Perhaps you have got boxes, jackets and shoes that need to be hung up. The kids actually got some new shoes recently, so I'll get them to have a wee check in the boxes that they have here at the entrance. And then let's head through to the dining room, because the dining room is the other part of Flylady Zone 1. I should just repeat, Flylady Zone 1 is where you come into the house. Maybe you've got a little porch, the hall. Up here we've got a very big hall, and into the dining room. So let's see what we can find in the dining room. Right, into the dining room. Once again, let me get a bit more light on the subject. I've also removed the Christmas things in the dining room. The only things that we have left, I do have something, let's go over there. Yeah, on the sideboard here, we have it set up so that when we've got guests here for dinner, we can have things, in the wine bottles on the side. But there are a couple of things left over from Christmas. We had the bottles of booze out. I'm going to put those away now, because there's no need for us to have them out the whole time. So those can go away. For a wee snifter if anybody came in. Remember the bottle of Advocat for making the cocktail. It was called a fluffy duck or a snowball. Might have one of those at the weekend. Right, so that can go away. That's kind of my decorative glass thing for standing them on. And that just lives here in one of the drawers. Oh, and this was something that my mum had given to the kids. Oh, Cadbury's chocolate. I love Cadbury's chocolate. And there's 2 bars in there. Actually, those can come out. And the plastic, we're going plastic recycling. And obviously this paper recycling. So this will go out. And this, I'm not sure I should have it in my little secret stash upstairs, in my bedroom. Or I'll probably put it in the sweet drawer in the kitchen. So that can go out. And the last thing that doesn't belong here is we've got a couple of Danish Christmas beers left. Those will go in the basement. We keep the beer in the basement. So all of these, I'm just going to put those at the steps for going down to the basement, and then we'll do a wee spot of cleaning in here. Right, I've got my feather duster and a stick. I'm going to do my usual thing. You can also just choose anything from your detailed cleaning list, or take one of the Flylady's missions. Don't worry about it, just get started. But I always show you me doing the basic things, kind of top to bottom. And then during the week, what I usually do is I leave my cleaning caddy in whichever zone it is. And then if I've got a few minutes here and there, I can just take out my cloth and maybe detail dust something, or give it a wee scrub depending on which zone we're in. So anyway, I'm going to go round the houses, usually, and I always go round clockwise, so I remember where I am. And my feather duster, I've just attached it to an old pole with some electrician's tape, because the ceilings are quite high in here. And our light fittings, if you can see them up there, those are the original ones from 1933. Hold on, there we are. I don't want to show you my husband's desk. He's got his personal stuff in there, so I never show you his desk. That's his domain. Anyway, I'm going around, as I said, with the feather duster and a stick, and also down into corners. There we are. And this isn't looking too bad, actually. And that's the thing, when you're being consistent with your cleaning, even if you miss a week, a couple of weeks, if you're on holiday or vacation, it's really easy to get back into the swing of things. Right, next thing I'm going to do is dust the skirting boards, the baseboards. And I do the same thing. And I love having the feather duster and a stick, because it means that you don't need to stick your hands into corners where there might be some spiders' webs. That is gone. And if you're wondering what that is behind me, that's a fireplace. It's only decorative now. We don't use it anymore which was drawn by the first family who lived here, that one there. Right, okay, I'm going round, I'm just going clockwise again with the baseboards. And they just need a quick dust because, you know, there's no steam or moisture in this room. It's a bit different from doing it in, say, the bathroom or the kitchen. Also, I can get underneath the bookcases. What's that? Oh, I found something underneath. A Danish licorice sweetie, that's going in the bin. Pop that there. Right, oh, and I'll just do on top of the rounded doors. That's also a feature from 1933 when the house was built. And actually the rounded doors that we have, that doesn't fit in with the style of the house. Our house is international style, or funkis, as it's called in Danish. But the family that lived here, they wanted something a bit old-fashioned as well, and they've changed some of the doors so they're rounded. That's not actually, strictly speaking, funkis style. Anyway, there's a little architectural thing for you. So I've done the ceilings, and I've done the skirting boards, or baseboards. We call them skirting boards in Scotland because it's like a wee skirt. Right, next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to dust off the flat surfaces. I don't use any product for that, you know, any kind of cleaning product. I just feel it's overkill. All we're doing is getting rid of any dust. But if you've got, you know, kids with sticky fingers or stuff, maybe you want to go ahead and use a wee bit of spray or something. But I try and use as few products as possible, and all my products are good for the environment, good for your health, good for your pets, and that's why I can also clean in my ordinary clothes. I should also say, if you're worried about, you know, making a mess of your clothes, go ahead and put on an apron or change into cleaning clothes. But remember, we're only working for like 15 minutes at a time, so I don't feel it's necessary. But hey, it's up to you. You're an adult, you can do what you like. Okay, I'm moving around with my wee dusting mitt. You can also use your feather duster for this, but I like to use my wee dusting mitt. I'm just doing my husband's desk. Around. On the legs 11. Right. You might want to give your lamp some wee dust as well. There we are, and the cords. Sometimes the cords can get a wee bit dusty. Right, that's that one. You can just do the top with any paintings or prints or pictures you have. To the front of that. Just anywhere where it's flat, where, you know, where the dust will fall. Right. And of course, I wiped down the sideboard after we'd used it when we were eating here at Christmas and with our guests. So it just needs a quick wipe down. Again, I'm just doing the, oh, you can't see it there, but I was just doing the top of the lamp. Right. Okay, next thing, and I'll pop this in the wash when I'm finished. Next thing I'm going to do is a scoosh scoosh time. Let's have a wee scoosh scoosh. I'm going to do the windows. And remember, I'm not getting out the bucket of water. I do my windows in the zone when we're working in the zone, you know, when we get to that bit about cleaning windows, mirrors, doors. And I'll show you how fast I can do the windows. Remember, it's not a race, but I don't mean how fast I can do the windows, how little time it takes to do the windows if you just do it and don't be perfectionist about it. Okay, I'll turn you around so you can see. Right, I've got my Flylady purple rag. I like to use those. There. Yeah, getting bright outside. Okay, and just a quick scoosh scoosh, scoosh scoosh, scoosh scoosh. There we go. That's it. I'll just open the window. Now I'll turn my cloth over to do the next one. Just get up on my tiptoes. Two. Turn my cloth over again. Number 3, and then the last one, I'll just turn my cloth over. And you know, you don't need to do the whole window every time you're in the zone. Maybe you just want to do 2 1 week and do 2 the next time we're in the zone the next month. And I'm just going to wipe down the sides of the, what do you call it, the windowsill at the same time. I've already done the windowsill as well. Here. Turn rag over. Right. And while I've got my cloth out, I'm just going to do the front of the sideboard, so let me get that. Right, here we go. Scoosh, scoosh, scoosh. Right, that is it. Just turn my cloth over. Woohoo! And we are done. Right, and I think I've been working, doing stuff, let me see, yeah, we did about 15 minutes and I talked for a couple of minutes. So these are going to go in the wash. I'm going to, once I say goodbye to you, I will put those things away in the basement, and when I go out today I'll take the stuff that I had in the hall, and that will be me done for the day. Woohoo! So tomorrow we'll move on to zone 2. As I said, you don't need to be doing the same thing as me. If you just want to work on one zone this week, that's fine. Do whatever suits you. All I'm trying to say to you is please, please, please use a timer. Usually when I'm working, I've got my cordless headphones on, and I like to have music to get me going. If possible, hold on, let me just show you there. I get some candles going, you know, just make it hoogly, you know, cozy for yourself. Make it an enjoyable process instead of thinking, oh, I have to do the chores. Anyway, and I shall put these in the wash and get some ready for tomorrow. So anyway, all I've got left to say is hope you have a fantastic Monday. I'll give you a wee rah-rah-rah to send you on your merry way. And I'll see you very soon. So live long and prosper. May the Danish hygge be with you. And I'll see you tomorrow when we will be in zone 2, which is the kitchen. Yeah, woohoo! I remembered. Okay, see you soon.